What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So if you were on Twitter yesterday, you saw the massive news that dropped that the Phoenix Suns plan on waiving Chris Paul. I think a lot of us knew that there was a possibility that the Phoenix Suns would not have Chris Paul on their roster next year, but I don't think anyone was ready for the fact that the Suns are open to just waiving him. And I know I wanted to do a video on this topic with Chris Paul. I just wasn't sure how to do it, so I settled on this. Today, we're going to be doing 3 different rebuilds in one video with Chris Paul on 3 different teams. I'll explain how we're going to do it in just a second. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me that 63% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you do fall into that 63% and want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. First and foremost, they did go ahead and say that there is still the idea that Chris Paul could be traded, which we all knew. But again, the idea of him just being waived was something that never even crossed my mind, to be honest with you. But there's so many teams that Chris Paul could land himself on. You got like Milwaukee, Miami, LA, both LA teams, I should say, Boston, New Orleans, Minnesota. There's just so many different teams that Chris Paul could fit on. I decided that we're going to do 3 teams today. Basically, how we're going to do that is we're going to do the Celtics, the Lakers, and the Clippers. I know the 3 obvious big market teams, right? Sell out Crushables today, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But what we're going to do is we're going to be doing max 2 seasons with all 3 teams today. So we're starting with the Lakers. As you can tell, we have Chris Paul already on the Los Angeles Lakers. He's still on his $30 million salary, but obviously, if he were to just be waived, he'd probably sign for like the mid-level exception, a minimum contract for whatever team he does go to next. That's just my assumption. So let's just go ahead and get started with this rebuild. On draft night, we took Jet Howard for the Los Angeles Lakers. And as far as player options are concerned, you have both Mo Bamba and Malik Beasley as team options. We're going to be over the cap once we're done with this offseason anyway. So we might as well accept these team options. That way we can have these as bench pieces or just expiring salary that we can use in an outgoing trade, because that's $26 million, almost 27, that we can use in a trade. So I'm going to accept both of those. Qualifying offers, Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, will extend both of those. And then qualifying offers, or moratorium day, I should say, not qualifying offers. We already did that. Free agency, you got Lee D'Angelo still a free agent. Personally, for me, if Lakers got Chris Paul, I don't know what they plan on doing with D'Angelo Russell. I don't think he would be back on the team, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm not going to bring him back. I know I could sign and trade him. I just don't even know who wants D'Angelo Russell, so I just don't even want to force that idea. So I'm literally just going to straight up renounce D'Angelo Russell. I know it's not the best thing to do, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let him go find his new team in free agency, because we have Chris Paul now. I'm not going to stress about D'Lo today. So Rui Hachimura, Winnie Gabriel, Lonnie Walker, and it's obviously not showing Austin Reeves either here, but we will re-sign him once we can. So I am going to re-sign Rui Hachimura. That's an obvious one. He was so good for them once they got him. Winnie Gabriel re-signed his depth, and then Lonnie Walker, he was good in some games as well, so I'll re-sign him. So we'll get all 3 of those guys re-signed. I can't re-sign Dennis Schroeder. It never lets you, so I can't bring him back. And all we can do now is literally wait on Austin Reeves. I'll probably sign at least one more guy as well for depth, because we might be making a trade soon. So Dwight Powell, is there any good options here? Terrence Davis is always a fun one. Albert Joe Ingles, and then Seth Curry. Yeah, Seth Curry would fit here perfectly, but I think he does go down an overall. But Jalen Carter also is someone I do like the idea of. So I'm going to bring in Jalen Carter. And then last thing is literally just waiting on Austin Reeves, who has not got an offer, and I can't offer him a contract myself. So I have to wait on his qualifying offer, which he is back. So he's back. Player progression. LeBron James is down. Chris Paul is down. Vanderbilt is up. Lonnie Walker is up, which is great. If we go straight to next season, let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation, and we can probably plan on making a big move potentially at the deadline. I know I could trade Beasley and Mo Bamba right now, but I'm going to wait. I want to see how this team's going to do with just how they would be right now. With Chris Paul on this roster, how are things going to go with him as the lead point guard on this team? So here's your rotation going into this season. It's Chris Paul, Reeves, LeBron, Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, Lonnie Walker, Mo Bamba, Rui Hachimura, and Malik Beasley. By the way, Rui Hachimura being a 76 overall is an absolute crime. It's just absolutely insane that he's even that low. He was so good that I think 2K stopped updating the rosters or whatever. Maybe they did. I don't know. Regardless, though, I hate that he's literally only a 76 overall. That's terrible. But I'm going to move some of these shot tendencies. Chris Paul, I'm going to leave. Vanderbilt, I'm going to leave. Reeves, I want up a little bit, because this guy showcased that he can ball, obviously. So we'll move that up quite a bit. Go something along the lines of that. And then same thing with Rui Hachimura. The man was really good. So let's bring that up just a little bit as well. And I think that'll be it. So I'm either just going to simulate straight to the playoffs, or I will see you guys at the deadline, where hopefully you can capitalize on that big outgoing or a big expiring salary that we have with Beasley and Mo Bamba. And maybe we can attach Jet Howard in the trade as well. We'll see what pops up. So we are starting the trade deadline, and I am dreaming big at the moment. I don't know if the Wizards will accept this, but they're literally the 15th seed in the East. They are absolutely terrible. So obviously, we're still trying to contend a little bit. Now, definitely taking on this 5-year contract is something that probably isn't the best idea. But getting Porzingis on this roster like really entices me, and we only have 2 years to do this anyway to try to win a championship. So I think this would be worth it. I'm throwing in Jet Howard with Beasley and Mo Bamba. I don't know if they'll even say yes to this, which they don't. I'll throw one of my first round picks in and let's see what they said to that. And then I'll throw a couple of seconds. Do you agree? They agree. Just like that, we got Kristaps Porzingis. So Porzingis is our brand new, I don't even know. Do we want to play him the center or the 4? I mean, obviously AD prefers to play power forward a lot more, but we can have Porzingis play there. It doesn't matter too much. If we move AD to the 4 and then Porzingis to the center, like they both stay the same. So something like that is going to work just fine. So Chris Paul, Austin Reeves, LeBron, AD, Porzingis at the 5 with Vanderbilt, Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura, and Jalen Carter, and then Wenyen Gabriel all coming off the bench. So I think Porzingis just adds a whole new dynamic to this roster. We went for it. We're trying to win a championship as soon as possible. Chris Paul only has so much time. And like I said, in these 3 rebuilds we're doing today, I'm giving myself 2 seasons maximum with each team. So here we go. Hopefully this is the year, as we're 36-22 right now with Kristaps Porzingis coming in. Hopefully we can go win it all this year. So at the end of the season, we finished up as a 2nd seed, 51-31 on the season. We go ahead and take a look at the player stats in the season. You had 25 from LeBron, 22 from AD, 22 from Porzingis, 15 from Austin Reeves, 13 from Lonnie Walker, and then 11 and 12 from Chris Paul, 10 from Rui Hachimura, and then 6 from Vanderbilt, and then 3 from Jalen Carter. Or Javon. Have I been calling him Jalen Carter throughout the video? Because that is a mistake on my end. That's Javon Carter. I don't know. I'm thinking of football right now for whatever reason. Javon Carter. I think I was calling him Jalen Carter the whole time. Regardless, we get to play the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic, Jalen. They literally lost Kyrie Irving. So we should be able to beat this team. They got Jaden Hardy with Luka in the backcourt. Somebody current round. I mean, it is Luka Doncic. You never really know, but we beat them in 5, thankfully. Okay. Now I get the Memphis Grizzlies, who obviously the Lakers beat last year in the playoffs. David Roddy is their starting 3. Did they even keep Dillon Brooks? They did not. So it's following the script that we kind of figured out in real life that obviously the Grizzlies don't plan on keeping Dillon Brooks. So here we go. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, we even it up. 134-116, 35 from Porzingis. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4. Game 5 is a big one. 3-2. Do we beat them in 6? Yes, we did win the conference finals, and we get to play the Warriors. So Steph versus LeBron once again, but this time the stakes are much higher. It's in the conference finals. So we get to play Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Drew Eubanks, okay? Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Looney, and Gary Payton. So here we go. Game 1. We're up 1-0, 135-116, 33, 9, and 8 from LeBron. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4. Game 5, 3-2. Do we beat them in 6? We're going to a game 7, and the other side is going to a game 7 as well. So here we go. Let's see if we can come out here and win this game 7 at home to get LeBron to another NBA Finals, or is it going to be Stephen Curry's time once again? I mean, obviously LeBron and Steph have battled for years now, and it looks like we got it, and we are going to the NBA Finals. LeBron and the Lakers versus Jason Tatum and the Celtics, which is awesome. So now we got Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, and Derek White. Low key, it sounds weird to say. I'm kind of glad we're playing the Celtics rather than the Atlanta Hawks. If you play 2K and you watch my videos, you know exactly why. So here we go. Game 1, down 1-0. Game 2, okay, as I'm saying that, the Celtics are absolutely thrashing us. Can we even it up? We do. We win 3 straight? No. We're going to a game 7 if we want to win a championship. So game 6 in LA. Can we come out here and win it and force a game 7 back to back to Boston, I should say. And it looks good so far, but they are creeping in there, and we do beat them. 112-128, 26-13 from LeBron, 25-12, or from AD, 25-12 from LeBron, and then Porzingis 25-9. So here we go, game 7 in Boston. Can we come out here and take care of the Celtics to win a championship? It's looking good. I think that Porzingis, oh, wait a minute, I might have spoken too soon. Back and forth game. So back and forth, it's not even funny. Let's slow it down a little bit. 104-106. Uh-oh. Are we going to lose? 104-109. Not looking good, boys. Okay, we tied it up. They take the lead back. We tie. Oh, my goodness. This is as close as it can be. 117-117. I feel like we jump in and watch the end. 117-117. Game 7 for championship. Let's watch the end of this one. All right, here we go. Los Angeles Lakers are down 2. Jason Tatum just hit 2 free throws, so the game is no longer tied. For whatever reason, Javon Carter has the ball in his hands down the stretch. This is just kind of scary. But LeBron over Tatum. He's going to miss the floater. Oh, no. Or the skyhook, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Just the kind of turnaround jumper. I don't know. Regardless, though, Jaylen Brown to Tatum in the corner. And Tatum just may have hit the dagger on us. That is so unfortunate. We're down 5 with 57 seconds left. We need a big time bucket here if we want any chance. Carter with this screen from Porzingis. He's going to pass it to Porzingis, and Porzingis is going to get the dunk. So that was a very quick basket we desperately needed. Jaylen Brown is taking it up court. Let's see what he decides to do. We know this man can dribble. Take the ball from him, Austin Reeves. I'm just kidding. No disrespect to Jaylen Brown. But we got a screen from Al Horford. Jaylen Brown's getting it. He's going to shoot a midi, and he's going to miss it. We got the ball with 35 seconds left. That was in and out. Here we go, LeBron. What are you going to do? Are you going to send us to the promised land of winning another championship, or are you just going to Carter? Well, I'm so nervous right now. He gets a screen from Reeves. Reeves is kind of open, though. Reeves is kind of have a shot. LeBron is instead going to shoot a terrible midi over Marcus Smart in a second. Cuts to Porzingis and one. No, Porzingis misses it and doesn't even get his own board. And just like that, the Celtics are probably going to be champions here. Unless Jaylen Brown misses both, which I doubt it. Yeah, it's probably the game over. So, unfortunately for us, the Celtics did beat us here. 119 and 124. That is so unfortunate. Chris Paul is trying to retire, and we're going to change that. We're going to go one more season here. So draft lottery time. This isn't really going to matter for us too much because, like I said, maximum 2 seasons. So I'm going to keep the coaching staff the same. I do have to fill this out just a little bit. So let's go ahead and fill this out. And then we should be ready to go for next season already. So if we can get, we did not get an assistant head coach, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's grab Benjamin, I guess. And we got that taken care of. Okay, let's go straight to rookie signing because we traded our draft pick at the deadline for Porzingis, which I don't regret, but rookie signing got nothing. Player options, I'm going to accept Chris Paul, even though it should be cheaper because he'd probably sign for like the mid-level if he were to obviously join a contending team. But AD, of course, is a must re-sign in this scenario. And I think, is LeBron a free agent? I don't think he is. Pretty sure he's not. Vanderbilt's a free agent. Got to bring him back as well. So LeBron, Vanderbilt, and then Austin Reeves will also be important. I probably won't be doing too much, to be honest with you. I'm honestly probably just going to run it back. I mean, I could sign like one player in free agency. But other than that, it's probably going to be kind of the same song and dance as last year. Maybe a better backup center wouldn't hurt. So, like, I mean, Metu, I guess, can go Hernan Gomez, who's a 78 overall. I mean, I don't know why he's that overall, but he is. So I'm just going to wait on Austin Reeves once again, and we'll run it back for one more year. So at the end of this season, we actually finished up as the first seed in the West this time around. LeBron James led the way with 22 and 7, followed by AD with 19 and 10. Porzingis with 17, Austin Reeves with 16, and Chris Paul with 13 and 13. So still very productive, even at 39 years old. And obviously LeBron is 40. So this team is quite old. So we'll see if we can win it here. Like I said, no matter what, this is our last run here. I'm only doing 2 seasons max with each roster we're doing today. And Klay Thompson is the 2 guard in Denver now. So that's interesting. Somebody current against Denver, though, and they are going to... Wow. Okay. Well, that is going to be the end of the Lakers side of things. We got bounced in 7 by the Nuggets. So we're not winning a championship with Chris Paul and the Lakers. Well, and then Jaylen Brown's a Raptor. Let's see who wins here, at least. And the Raptors went on to win it all with Jaylen Brown leading the way. So shout out to the Raptors. But I guess we're moving on to the next team. So unfortunately, Chris Paul and the Lakers, it did not work out at all. So we were unable to win a championship with Chris Paul and the Lakers, but we're on the other LA team with Chris Paul and the Clippers. So Chris Paul is back in a Clippers jersey. He's joining Paul George and Kawhi this time around. So I can see this also being a scenario where Chris Paul signs MLE or a mid or a veteran, whatever, to go to the Clippers. That's another team I could see him fitting on very, very well. Of course, he played there once upon a time. So player options, I'm going to accept Bones Hyland, Brandon Boston, Preston. I'll also accept Eric Gordon because once again, that's expiring salary I can use. And then as far as qualifying offers are concerned, nothing is there. And then in free agency, I don't know if we have any important free agents for the Clippers, and we don't. So no important free agents, and we don't really have the money to do anything else either. So we are just out of, like, we literally can't do anything. So take a look at the rotation right now. We got Chris Paul, Bones Hyland, Terrence Mann. You're going to have Paul George, Brandon Boston, Eric Gordon. You got Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell, which is great, Amir Coffey. And you have Robert Covington, Morris Batum, and then you have Zubac at the center spot. So I definitely want to make some changes here. First and foremost, I am going to be moving Terrence Mann to the 2. I'm going to have him play the backup shooting guard for us. And then that is going to make Eric Gordon more expendable. That's going to make Amir Coffey. But the power forward in the center position, we need to fix. I don't like either of those spots. Zubac is fine. He's like a fine starter. Maybe we could make him a backup and get a better player. I don't know. But I do want to make some changes because this is just simply not good enough what we have right now. Robinson Earl as a backup 4 who might hit a development stride may not be too bad, so I'll sign him. And we're not going to be able to bring back Russell Westbrook, unfortunately. I don't know if it'll let me bring back Mason Plumlee. And I don't think that'll be the case. So Mason Plumlee, yeah, I can't bring him back. So we're just going to find a way to upgrade both the power forward and the center position. I found my perfect starting power forward for this roster going forward. That would be DFS. He'd be honestly perfect at that 4 spot for us. I'm trading Covington, Boston, and Amir Coffey to do so. Welcome to the Clippers, Dorian Finney-Smith. And I do acknowledge that that trade probably is the most realistic trade in the world. I feel like the Nets could probably get a first-round pick for Finney-Smith because wings who can shoot threes and play defense are a lot more valuable than what I just gave up. So I will acknowledge that. But I definitely want to try to find a better center if I can as well. So let's see if we can do just that. So my idea is to get Capella because we have Eric Gordon's salary who almost matches it perfectly. And we have like 1 first-round pick that I think I can trade. So if I can get like Clint Capella from the Hawks somehow, that's kind of my dream scenario for this roster because I just don't know if there's anything better. And Chris Paul and Capella used to play together. So I thought he'd pop up in the trade finder. He did not. So instead, we're going to go to the Hawks. And I don't know how they're going to feel about this, but I'm going to offer Eric Gordon and a first-round pick. And then maybe like every second I can offer them. Let's see what they say about that. They agree. So we got Clint Capella. So obviously we got both Chris Paul, Finney-Smith, and Capella all in one offseason. Probably wouldn't happen in real life. Probably would never happen, to be honest with you. And we don't literally have anybody we can sign in free agency. Player progression is probably going to be an absolute disaster. So just brace yourselves. Yeah, look at it. Down 2, down 3, down 2, down 1. We got Bones Allen at least developing. Man is up. And then Robinson Earl, actually 77 overall as well. So glad we were able to get him. Morris is down like crazy. And then got Batum as 74. So yeah, this roster is just obviously quite old, which is why some people have speculated on the idea that the Clippers maybe should just blow it up. But I don't think they will. It doesn't seem like they will, but maybe they do. Who knows? Anything is possible. Things happen all the time. But let's go look at this rotation because honestly, I feel like we put together a really, really good rotation. So if you take a look at it, we got Chris Paul, Paul George, Kawhi, DFS, Capella, Zubac, Bones Highland, Terrence Mann, and Norm Powell. And then Robinson Earl for spot minutes as well if we need them, but I'm just going to run 9 rotation. So I'm feeling good about that. Proficiency is a 4.5 defense and then 4 balance. So we can leave that at a defense. That's totally fine with me. And I do want to look at shot tendencies because usually these are just all messed up in 2K. Is there anybody I want to boost up? I think I'm good on this. I think, I guess Powell could maybe go up just a little bit. Highland is fine. And then Mann could maybe go up just a tad. But other than that, I'm good. Let's summate this season. I don't even think I'll stop at the trade deadline because I really, really liked its rotation. Hopefully 2K agrees with that. And we are a playoff team in the West. So at the end of this season, we finish up as a 3rd seed in the West, 51-31 on the season. And we get to play a familiar foe in round 1, which is Dallas Mavericks. We know how much these two teams are running into each other. But as far as points per game are concerned, you had Kawhi with 24, Paul George with 24 as well. 13 from Bones Highland, 12 and 11 from Chris Paul, 11 from Zubac, and then you had 9 and 11 from Capella, 8 from Norm Powell, 8 from Dorian Finney-Smith, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and then 6.5 from Terrence Mann. So here we go. Let's see if we can go on a run here. So we get the Dallas Mavericks round 1. They were able to keep Kyrie Irving, and they still have Christian Wood as well. So anything is possible here. But game 1, we're down 1-0. We lose by 1. So easily, home court advantage goes back to Dallas, just like that. Unless we can even it up here and win on their home floor. And we do not yet at least. And we do even it up. So far, it's a 2-2 series. Obviously, this is going to go back and forth each time. Game 5, we win. Game 6, we're going to do a game 7 with the Dallas Mavericks. So familiar territory for the Clippers. Now, can we go out here and actually take care of business and get to the second round? Especially after adding Chris Paul. I would love to get out of the first round at the very least. I feel like I had a dream off season that would never happen, and we do beat them by 12 to end it off. So that was close. Now I get the 7th-seeded Denver Nuggets, who obviously last year when I was the Lakers beat us as the 8th seed, which they added Clay to that mix, so maybe that was a huge part of that. Regardless, though, hopefully we don't lose to Denver. Game 1, we're up 1-0, 129-126. I think the Nuggets beat the Clippers in the bubble, right? So, I mean, this is kind of revenge, maybe. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1 in game 5. We beat them in 5. Let's go. We're in the conference finals. And we finally, just kidding. I was about to say we might get the Battle of LA for once, and we do not. We get the Warriors instead, just like we did last year with the Lakers in the first year's conference finals. And we were able to beat them to get to the finals. Now, can we do that here? Game 1, 1-0 start. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And we're going to lose to the Warriors, aren't we? Unless we even it up. And we're going to a game 7 once again. So game 7 against the Warriors. Can we win game 7 and get to the NBA Finals? We're very, very close, and we're blowing them out so far. So this is looking good. I think we have punched our ticket to the finals unless we blow a crazy lead, which we almost did kind of, but now we're playing the 76ers in the finals. So we got to the finals, both years with both the LA teams. But obviously, as we know, last year we lost to the Celtics, and then we got 8 seeded. So hopefully we can just take care of business here, and there's no need to go another season with the Clippers. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0 start. 141-92. That is a great start. 29-9 from Kawhi, 24-8 from Paul George. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 3-0. And I think we got this one. And just like that, we have delivered the Los Angeles Clippers their very first championship with Chris Paul on the roster. Kawhi Leonard is your Finals MVP, fulfilling the prophecy that the Clippers always wanted when they traded for Kawhi and Paul George. So, or trade for Paul George inside Kawhi if you want to be technical. But that is going to end the Clipper side of things. So let's go to the last team, and that being the Boston Celtics, who have always looked for a natural point guard. So let's go to the Celtics. And now we turn our attention to the last team, which is the Boston Celtics. We got Chris Paul and the Celtics already. Apparently, they've been looking for a point guard that is exactly like Chris Paul for quite some time. So maybe this would be their opportunity to get one. They do have a bunch of guards as it is, though. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do with all that. But in the second round, we took Trace Jackson Davis. So I'll go ahead and sign him. Player options, I will be accepting Muscala and Peyton Pritchard. I'd probably be trading Peyton Pritchard because the man has literally just been asking to be traded. It feels like he wants to play. Grant Williams, Justin, and then JD Davison are all free agents. I definitely will go ahead and extend all of those. I do want to bring back Grant Williams to start things off. I want to make sure he's back on the Celtics, so let's go ahead and take care of that. We would also re-sign Danilo Gallinari, but since he didn't play for this team last year and is probably going to go down in overall, I don't think I'm going to bring him back. So Grant Williams, I'm going to bring him in, and then I think the rest of our moves are going to have to come through trades. So right now we have kind of a big log jam at the point guard spot with Brogdon, Chris Paul, Marcus Smart. I honestly want to do this. I want to move Derek White to the backup point guard spot. Derek White moves back to the bench. Brogdon's probably going to be more expendable in this scenario. Smart to the 2. That way he can start the shooting guard with Chris Paul. So it'll be something like Chris Paul. And then we can move Tatum to the 4. We'll do something like this. Tatum's going to be the 4. Or Jaylen Brown will be the 3. And Tatum will be the 4. I won't be trading Jaylen Brown in this scenario, by the way, either. Because that's obviously a big thing that's talked about. But Tatum, and then we'll move Al Horford to the backup center. So we'll be moving quite a bit of pieces around. But we're going to figure this out. Trust me, we'll get this taken care of. So Horford, if I can find him. And he's right there. I keep passing him. So boom. Okay. Now let's figure out what we want to do next. So Chris Paul, Brogdon, Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard. Obviously, we got to take care of that. We don't have a backup shooting guard. We don't really have a backup small forward we're confident in. I do like Sam Hauser, but he may not all be that great. And we got our, power forward center rotation kind of figured out. So I think we need a backup shooting guard and a small forward that we can be confident in going into this next season. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I think we're going to trade Malcolm Brogdon and Peyton Pritchard to see if we can get a couple bench pieces on the Celtics roster we can be super confident in going into next year. I'm actually digging this trade the most, where we get Terrence Mann and Norman Powell. So we're trading Peyton Pritchard, Malcolm Brogdon over to the Clippers, so they get their point guard that maybe they're looking for, I guess. They don't know if they can re-sign Russell Westbrook. So we'll do something like that, and Malcolm Brogdon could be the Clippers point guard, and we get 2 good bench pieces with Terrence Mann and also Norman Powell. So I feel pretty good about that. So we're going to move Terrence Mann to the 2, even though we literally just had Terrence Mann and obviously Norman Powell on the Clippers when we did that side of things, but we have him here now. So that'll probably be like the only move we make, because the Celtics team is already good as it is. Davison is back. Champagne is back as well, or Justin, however you say his name. Chris Paul, of course, is down. We knew that would happen. Al Horford is down and Norman Powell is down, but everyone else is vibing. So let's get into this next season. Let's look at the rotation together from a Boston Celtics perspective. And honestly, I'm expecting a championship maybe year 1. I think this team is already good enough to do so, especially with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum leading the way, and Chris Paul as the floor general for this team. That sounds pretty good to me, in my opinion. But let's look at the rotation all together. So power ranking is going to land us at number 1, and this is what we're looking at. So if we ran just 9-man rotation, it's going to be Chris Paul, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams, Derek White, Al Horford, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell. That leaves Grant Williams on the rotation, which is a little unfortunate, but that's fine. Proficiency is a 4.5 balance. So I don't see why this team can't win a championship literally year 1 with Chris Paul as the floor general of this roster. We shall see what happens. I'll see you guys in the playoffs. If I stop at the deadline for whatever reason, I'll show you, but I don't plan on it. So with Chris Paul as the floor general of the Celtics, that leads Jason Tatum to winning an MVP. Coincidence? I think not. I don't think that's a coincidence. Robert Williams also wins defensive player. I mean, imagine what Robert Williams could become with Chris Paul as the guy that's lobbing him the ball, and Robert Williams just catches a bunch of alley-oops. Sounds perfect, man, honestly. Tatum's on All-NBA first team. We get Jaylen Brown here. No Jaylen Brown, but all-defense first team. Robert Williams does make it, and we do get Jason Tatum as well, which is great. So we are the 3rd seed in the East. So obviously, as we know, Cleveland and Atlanta are 2 teams we really have to worry about in the East. So player stats, 36 points from Jason Tatum with 11 rebounds, 28 from Jaylen Brown, and then 12 and 10 from Chris Paul. 10 from Derek White off the bench, and then 9 and 11 from Robert Williams with 3 blocks per game, 8 from Marcus Smart, 8 from Powell, and 6 from Al Horford, and 5 from Terrence Mann. So, playing Detroit in round 1, I mean, I expect to get past Detroit, but then I get nervous in round 2 if we run into Atlanta, so which I expect to. But we'll see what happens. Detroit added Miles Bridges to the team. They still have Wiseman. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Beat them pretty good in game 1. Game 2, let's see how this is going to go. We're up 2-0. Milwaukee, keep it up. You're up 1-0 in Atlanta right now. Keep it up, please. Atlanta evens it up with Milwaukee, and we're about to sweep Detroit, and we do. And is Milwaukee going to beat Atlanta? I got to go game by game on this one. 3-1. Uh-oh. Come on, Milwaukee. Come on, Milwaukee. We don't have to deal with Atlanta. We don't have to deal with Atlanta. Let's go. Okay. Milwaukee has Drew Holiday, Kendrick Nunn, Middleton, Giannis, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Trey Lyles, Jayshawn Tate. Damn, they got pretty good in the bench. I like what the Milwaukee Bucks have done. Regardless, though, I've never seen Atlanta get bounced in round 1 like that. They're usually just super OP, but thankfully, Milwaukee took care of them. Now, obviously, in real life, I'd rather play Atlanta than Milwaukee, but this is 2K. This is different. Milwaukee is not as OP as the Atlanta Hawks are in the simulation, weirdly enough. I know that's weird, but it's just the reality. Game 1, 1-0, 118, 116. So far, so good. We have not lost a playoff game just yet. Just saying. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 3-0. Our bet sweep Milwaukee. We're in the conference finals, and we get to play Cleveland or Philly. Let's see how this is going to go. I'm rooting for Philly, though. 2-2. Game 5 goes to Cleveland, and Cleveland take care of business. Okay. Golden State and Minnesota on the other side, and we get Cleveland. So Cleveland, as we know, another team that's just really tough to beat, but here we go. Here goes nothing. Game 1, down 1-0. We lost our first playoff game. Game 2, we even it up, though. 139 and 121. Evan Mobley with 38. 50 from Jaylen Brown. Let's go. Game 2 or game 3, they're up. In game 4, we even it up. Can we win game 5? No, we're going to a game 7 if we want to win this series. So here we go. Game 6 in Boston. Let's push them back to the land and let's embarrass them at home. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Looking good. Looking good. Don't blow it at the end. And we are moving on to a game 7. 49 from Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown with 42. Reminds me of when Kyrie and LeBron both scored 41 apiece or 42 apiece. Can't remember. Regardless, game 7 in the land. They want to give more minutes to Jaylen Brown. That sounds good to me. The man has been balling. Let's see how this is going to go. Game 7 in Cleveland. Can we come out here and take our business to go to the NBA Finals with Chris Paul and the Celtics? It's a close game, but we have the lead right now. Unless we blow it, it looks like we're moving on. It's very close, and we blow it at the very end. Do we keep the lead, though? Oh, my goodness. 107, 107. I think we got to jump in once again and see if we take care of business against the Cavaliers. I am nervous as all get out. Let's jump in. So Cleveland's going to have the ball with 45 seconds left on the sideline. Here we go. They're going to inbound it to, that's Evan Mobley. The pass to Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell on, what is that, Chris Paul? Chris Paul, yeah, just not going to be good enough. But Mitchell misses the wide open lay-in. I thought for sure. Tatum, can you do what you did earlier when I was the Lakers? Okay, shoots a 3. It's off. I did not like that shot, but I guess maybe he was going for the 2-for-1 potentially. Donovan Mitchell's got the ball again. Chris Paul on him. I don't know. Dude, why does Chris Paul look so small compared to Mitchell, though, right now? Tatum on Mobley. Oh, my goodness, I'm nervous. Gets a screen. Mobley, midi, and he's going to miss it. It's off. Robert Williams to the rebound. The Celtics are going to call timeout with 13 seconds left on the clock. This is as big as it gets right here. Game 7 in Cleveland. This punches our ticket to the NBA Finals. Let's make sure you have a good play drawn up. We're going to inbound it to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown going to pass it to Derek White. Derek White's got the ball. Derek White, can he be the hero? Yeah, Smart. Wide open. Smart for 3. No, it's off. Robert Williams, lay back. What are you doing, Smart for 3 again? What? Robert Williams had a wide open lay-in. Why'd he pass it to Marcus Smart? He literally could have just tipped that right back in. Oh, wow. Okay. They're going to a simcast for this game 7 in overtime. That literally was a game 1 if Robert Williams just lays it back up. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. All right. Simcast in overtime. I mean, I'm nervous, of course. They're up and we're back. Okay. We tied up. We're back in it. 116, 116. We jump in and watch again. Uh-oh. No, we got it. We got it. 122 to 116. Let's just make sure we secure it, though. All right, 29 seconds left on the clock. We're up 6. We should be good, actually. 6 points with 27 seconds left. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we've won this game. Let's just make sure real quick. Cleveland's going to call timeout. They got to talk things over. Not that it really matters, though, because, like, I mean, really, do you really expect to win this game after you're down 6 with 27 seconds left? Just want to make sure the Cavs don't hit a 3, and we should be moving on, which should be awesome. So, Donovan Mitchell, what's he going to do? He passes it out to Garland. Garland for 3, and it's off. That should be the game 1. And now we get a rematch of the NBA Finals as Jason Tatum is your Conference Finals MVP. Warriors versus Celtics. Round 2 here. Can we take care of the Warriors? Game 1, 1-0 start. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And we're going to lose to the Warriors, aren't we? I mean, we could force a Game 7, though. We're not out of it yet. Can we force a Game 7 back to TD Garden? Come on, baby. Come on. Looks like we got it, though. I think we could force this Game 7. Yeah, we got it. So we're going to a Game 7 in TD Garden. Beat them by 30. 52-12 from Tatum. Absolutely beautiful. Game 7, man. Game 7 in Boston. Can we take care of business to win Chris Paul another championship here in this video? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I think we lost. 138 to 122. 138 to 125. Jaylen Brown with 36. Jason Tatum with 28. Wow. So the Warriors going to win the championship. I think I'm just going to end it off on that note, to be honest with you. I'm not going to run another season with the Boston Celtics, but man, getting to a Game 7 just to lose is really disappointing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like if you did. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.